Okay, I'm trying something new. What's going on, everyone? This is about the truth, and this is about who you are and what you do and don't need to do, and what's really going on right now in 2021. Ever since the end of 2019, we've been in this reawakening, this re-up, this take down and redo this whole new thing that's happening. And it's a pandemic, okay? So with all that being said, we don't know what's going to happen each day. And with that being said, we want to be more serious about what we let into our lives and what we let happen. And the main thing we usually let happen is the wrong people being in our lives. Even when they show us things, sometimes we act like we don't see them. But honey, let me tell you now, always pay attention to the red flags. Always. Signs will caution you. You will know. You will usually know not to fall for it. Just don't be a fool for the wrong things, because if you do be a fool for the wrong things, you'll end up finding yourself in the wrong situation, and you may not be sure of what's going on, but being in the wrong situation sometimes, maybe you don't know what's going on, and you might let the wrong energy in for the wrong reason. And these people can be like succulents, and they're battling and they're in competition with you, and they're not really supporters. You have to be careful about the ones that you might let come quickly in, but they're not coming in with nothing that's of good. They're coming in more of backstabbing and pain and acting as if they're there for you to support you. But let me tell you right now, listen to your intuition, because I promise you, the more and more you listen, the more and more things will be shown to you. Because if you do let the wrong things in, I promise you, one thing that happens is deception. People love to deceive you. And if you let that happen, that can make your whole world feel upside down and also feel out of balance. And you know that you need that balance. We all need that balance. But the wrong people that act like they are in there for your life, for the betterment and for the good of it, you will feel like you have a real bad burden on you, and like there's a loss, and that you don't know who yourself is, and you might want to go into hermit mode. We don't want that. We don't want that. A lot of times people want us to feel trapped and imprisoned within ourselves, which we will do if we are around the wrong people. We don't see that there is a blessing right there, but messing with the wrong mofos, honey, I'm gonna tell you now, they got they swords out. They got the words ready for you. They might be your friend in your face, but behind you, they are not. Matter of fact, they are the total opposite of who you are. And it'll make you feel like you need a little bit of rest sometimes, and that you don't know what's going on, and that you are confused. And sometimes that means it needs to be a reset. You need to re-up on your thinking and what's going on in your life. You need that. You need to know that you have the strength, you have the truth, you know what's going on around you, and everything will be shown to you. I promise you this. Just please do not ever let people in your life that long, once they show you who they really are. Once they show you who they really are, and they're not really supporting you, your gifts, your talents, your dreams, first off, make sure you are the right person yourself before you try to call other people out on things. Now, if you are a person who 100% support and do all your due diligence, and you're pure-hearted and you're nice, and you know you do what's right within, and you just don't get that same thing mirroring back to you, then this is a message for you. This is your reading. Never let anyone in, especially now. These are the times when we have to think, if I were to die today or in the future, near future, what's around me that's not right? A lot of times we want to talk to people and tell them, but they don't get it. They're oblivious to how they're not really supporting you. The ways you can tell someone is supporting you is you have a shop, they actually shop at it. If you have a skit, a radio, blog, or anything like that, they actually listen to it. They actually give you feedback. They actually mean their feedback. They're actually interacting with you and doing what they know they would want if they're having different things and they want you to support them. It's just that we forget sometimes when it comes to what we want, we have to give out to people. That doesn't mean that they're always going to give it back to us, but at least we're doing our part and we're doing right. And a lot of times, people won't tell you. You have to be honest with yourself. This reading is about you being truthful with yourself, okay? You have all the answers. You are that tree of life. You have everything within you. You have the truth. You have the kits. You have the tools. And you might just be something that has so much together that people can't stand it. They see that you have your wheels going. They see that it's going in your favor. They see that you are the star, okay? But they want to stop it. They want to make sure it don't go nowhere. They want to make sure this isn't a rebirth. They want to make sure that they can knock everything down because you are the sun. And whatever lover that's coming in, don't let them deceive you. You know what? Go ahead and have that tower moment if you need to have it, because it's a breakthrough. It's an awakening, and you have to have it. A lot of us are going through this now. A lot of us are going through our own kind of moments, and we have to let it happen. No hocus pocus. It's just naturally going on right now with humans. And some of us really see what it is and understand it wholeheartedly. Like I was talking about in my other video, I blocked it for now because I want to make sure. We want to investigate and do a lot of things. But please keep an eye on you and yourself and your youth and people around you, and don't become a target or a victim of trafficking or anything. Make sure you're always safe. People want help, but they be faking it, and they're trying to get you in their car or anything. There's so many tactics, so look up videos on how to keep yourself safe and prevent trafficking and other kind of abuses. So this kind of abuse I'm talking about is fake supporters and people who will literally be in your closest corner, your family, your friend, your lover. Only people you can trust is usually your animals. Yeah, but honestly, you know, a lot of times people do not show wholeheartedly that they are really there for you, and they're not really showing you the truth, you know, and that's when you got to come in and you got to figure out, what am I doing? Because you know you can see it. It's there for you to see. And a lot of times people will show you, especially when they are comfortable. You got to have faith. You got to have faith. You got to know that everything is being illuminated right now. It is the full moon. Things are coming. You can see them. Do not trick yourself to believe that it's not what it is, because it is. I could not trick myself recently over a love interest that could have been in my life and could have made it horrible. And I still feel like there's other secrets that's going on in his life. And he might have a whole other wife or something else. There's something else there that's not being told, and I know this. But either way, what I want you to do is be real with yourself. You can have a conversation straight up 100% to a person, letting them know how you feel about how they support you, but they really don't. And they will still act oblivious, or they will make reasons and excuses. The whole thing is, you've already did your part. You already let them know. The truth is, they've already showed who they was. Whether or not they come at you with a whole story and a reason or excuse, the truth is, they wouldn't want that same stuff, and they know it. Us as humans know we don't want to be treated a way we might treat others. And we have to pay attention. We really do. We have to pay attention to a lot of things, because sometimes we just forget that if we're doing it to someone else, it don't matter, but it does. It's all connected. And if it was done to us, we'll be so mad. The same way with gossiping. Please don't go out there doing any gossiping, rituals, or spells on anyone, or trying any of that if you're doing it, okay? It's just certain things you just can't do. Just like stop supporting people wholeheartedly and 100% if they're not doing it for you, okay? And yes, I talk about this a lot because I am an advocate for it, and I know the truth, and I can tell people a million different ways how they are not supporting me, and they still act oblivious, or they still haven't watched my movie I am in, Tijuana Jackson, Purpose Over Prison, which is on demand and is doing well. Ashe to that. No matter what, it's still going to happen for me, and everything else that's unfolding is still going to happen for me. And no, none of you will be a part of it. You're only going to be a fake part of it, just like you fake support me. And I want everyone to know, when you do lift up and you keep rising and rising and rising, and you're doing all these things for yourself, and you're really making moves, and the other people aren't, you know, they might have to be left behind. And also, here's another thing I've learned, that, hey, I guess you still have to be my family and or whatever, like, okay, my coworker or whatever, okay, I'll keep you there though. And then when it comes to certain things I've always talked about, and you've always turned a blind ear, eye, or energy on it, I'll never bring that stuff up again. Even if you see me blowing up on TV or whatever, I don't care if it was me just wanting to be the world's greatest beatboxer. You know what I mean? Whatever it is, and you see it happening, but you never really supported it, you will be left there. And for people who has to deal with this, leave them there. I know it's hard. Sometimes you can't even bring up the conversation because it might get ugly, crazy, or hectic, or scary. Protect yourself. Make sure that you're good. Make sure that people around you are good, because, honey, all this that is happening right now, whew, you want to make sure you're really cleansing yourself and cleansing yourself with things that are no longer working for you. Yes, I'm talking to pure hearts. Yes, I'm talking to people who really, really do things, break their back for other people, do too much for other people, but yet people aren't doing the same thing for you. It's the same way when I was just telling a young girl, out of nowhere, last minute, same day, went through my daughter because, she's a good soul and she'll say yes, and then she'll come to me, and then I'm stuck with it, and I'm up here taking care of your 2 puppies. Rather they're trained or not, they're not trained in my house. So they're pooping, peeing, and throwing up everywhere. I had them for 7 days, and I got $60 for that, And, I had some choice words. Even before I knew how much we were getting paid, which is my fault. But once again, that's that people taking advantage of you. Rather, they're doing it on purpose and are unknowingly because they just know that you're a good energy. Please understand that people don't always have to use you in a negative way. They just naturally may do it because they know you're the person to go to. That's still not a good thing always. And you have to have your boundaries. You have to set your boundaries. And what I'm doing, what I have been continually is setting boundaries. And seem like I've done, but it's always something else that happens, or it's a different year, a different time, and different things come up, and then I have to learn how to deal with these kind of boundaries and how to teach my youth these kind of boundaries, because now I can't play no more. I can't act as if I don't know any better because I have youth watching everything. So the same with you. You have people watching you, and if you have youth, you have them watching you. You have to make sure that you protect yourself, and that the ones around you are the same way, that they're protecting themselves and they are supporting and loving. And actually everyone is really go-getters and supporting one another. You can make the biggest team, and let me tell you, me along with a few other people would be millionaires by now if they would have got off of their high horse, or if they would have really 100% supported me and or even listened to some of my ideas. But sometimes people get offended by them, or sometimes they take them themselves and try to regenerate it, and it's not the same. And I have these ideas like, we could come together and make this, and that happen. And sometimes they may not think that you're good enough for them or whatever. And I always laugh at that because sometimes you may have people in a group, you might just end up with a team that you didn't want. And then when you're going through this game, a maze or whatever, and there's certain different things at each corner, that one person you think is no good might be the only motherfucker that speaks skittish, and the whole thing is skittish, and the only way through is to know skittish. You know what I mean? So sometimes we got to get out of our own way and quit acting like we're too godly and stuff for people. And I have experienced a lot of that being into this new YouTube spiritual society and Facebook spiritual society, but I backed out because that doesn't help at all, because people, you realize they're still in their human form as well, and you can tell if they are shunning you or not wanting to be bothered with you, and you yourself is a pure heart, then 100% that they're not where they need to be yet, and are their egos in the way, and are they don't see it really. Even if they do readings or anything like that, obviously they are not there yet because they don't see it. And I would love to see them go to a pure-hearted, real reader that's really out there to say who I really am. You know what I mean? And then I don't ever want to see them again because they doubted me. And you should be the same way about you and your energy and who you are. And it hurts. Sometimes it do hurt because we want people to be there for us. Honey, I remember, and I always keep notes of everything and documents and recordings, because people will be so They will act like they have no memory at all once things start taking off for you. And they'll want, or they want to give you advice or anything. But you got to remember who they were when you were there, because you will always be that person that you're supposed to be. It's just that other people might change around you. You don't need everyone around you. So the more you grow and understand that, you will really feel better with yourself, and you'll have your whole life on deck. You will have your will will spin in your favor. You are that star that you seek. Have your faith. You have all the cards. You have all the knowledge. You are that tree of life. You are the sun. You see everything. You know what it is. You know what it is. Let the tower moment happen. Let that real lover come through, not the one of deception. Make sure you get your things right in life, and you don't have to worry. Let the change come. You know what I mean? The bad words or whatever it is that's trying to happen, let them fall. Let them go away, because you, at the end, you are the star. You are the winner. You got this. You have the strength. You have everything you need. You know what I mean? It's hard. And it is so hard to talk to people and let them know how you feel, because they don't get it. Even though, like, I can tell certain people, hey, yo, I support you. I even shared your stuff on my social medias. I've even interviewed you, or I've even bought some of your stuff, or I've asked you to be interviewed, or I am willing to support you. But now that I'm growing and learning how to do things, I've cut it off. Because there's been some people I've still been like, yo, let's do this. I got you. I'm going to interview you. I'm going to do this, and that. But they have not yet even watched my movie or gave me any kind of support on any of my stuff. You know what I mean? Or if I do show them stuff, they don't even give me one thumbs up or, yo, I like that, or anything like that. But yet I'm the human, and I'm the person that's saying, okay, that was a great video. I'm going to support you because I know it's hard for people to do. And I can say the same speech over and over again, and they'll be like, yep, that's true, because people be like that, but they are the people. And it's funny because I can even be like, yeah, you know what, like, just like the site I sent you on my online store, you know what I mean? Stuff like that. They're like, yeah, but they won't never even get anything. But yet they want you to get something of theirs. And I've supported a lot of people. I've definitely gave homage to people, even if it's me sharing their stuff. So I know that I do billions of things, and no, it's not given back to me all the time. And yes, you might intimidate people. You might make people feel some type of way, and with them not supporting or giving you a lot of things that they know you would love, they think that that's going to stunt your growth or stop things from happening. It's not. Matter of fact, it might give it a push. It's a lot of big secrets inwardly and within, and with what I just said, but I'm not sharing no more. But just please know that you're going to have your gift, no matter if everyone act like they don't see it. But do not leave out this pandemic still holding on to people that won't love you, support you, and give you the truth, and won't be honest to you, and won't be loyal as a friend, a lover, a family member, a co-worker, or whatever. You feel me? You better get their butts up out of there, you know what I mean? So, yeah, be honest with self. Who's really supporting you? Who's making you feel wonderful and not like you're in competition, or they want to one-up you, or they want to be higher up than you? You know what I mean? Who's really there for you? Who really loves you? And who's really putting the support in and giving you the strength that you need? And they're not making you feel lesser than. You have all the things you need, because they're all connected already. So who are the right people that are right for you, that you need in your corner? You know? Who are the people you need in your corner that's not making you feel like this? Get your boundaries. Know your boundaries. Definitely make sure you are aware of all that is, especially if you're financially blessed and or if you're about to be. Remember how people treat you when you are at a lower level, and how you treat them always, because that shines through no matter what. In the darkest hour, guess who's going to shine through? You are. You're going to shine through. Quit letting people that do not support you into your life in certain ways. You got to be honest with yourself. Okay, if I don't want this person around me because they don't support me, do I want them around me at all? You know what I mean? Some people you can't just throw away. So Those people that you cannot just throw away, it's okay to let them be around you. They're just not going to be around your blessings and your gifts and or your talents. And or if you want to make a video about something, don't let them be around it. Let them see from where they've been seeing it at, which is they don't see it. So, okay, you don't see it. You know, I hope this has been a wonderful video that will help one of you or more of you out with learning how to do things properly when it comes to people really supporting you and people who's not supporting you. Please take note, look at videos, signs of people who really support you, signs of fake supporters, and you even have those gray areas of someone who never really supported you and always kept a shut eye, but you still was successful and made it happen. They can't do nothing but either ride or die. If you can't beat them, join them. And or they'll just for social media views and or just so people can see that they're connected to you. They're like, hey, such and such just did this, woo woo. That's it though. They're not even going to go in deeper. Like, yo, I can't believe this happened for this person. They've always fought for this. I always believed in you. I know you got this. You the ish. That's what I'm talking about. They did good in the movie, whatever. You please listen to your intuitions and knowing how people are, because there's a gray area for sure. And people will act their butts off and act like they really support you, but they will turn their eyes and be talking smack, mean girl style. So be careful. Always listen to your gut and your heart. And you got to get away from people sometimes so you can take a breather, so you can realize what's going on. Even if it's chilling in your room, listening to music by yourself, where there's nobody else bothering you at all, whatever it is where you release things and think, even if it's a long road trip and all you're doing is driving, but you're able to think and you're able to release things. It's time to release. It's time to release patterns, people, things that no longer serve you, things that are trying to happen to you that is not there for you no more. If you've learned your lessons, get off that boat. If there's not people on that boat for you, get off that boat. If this boat does not say, I support so, and so, or if this, let's just say this, if this boat has your name on it and it says, anyone on this boat better support me, then that's the boat you need to be on, because the people that's on that boat really want to be there. Only if there was a test where you can do a radar thingy and make sure that people are pure-hearted and pure-heartedly supporting you. But we don't have that. We have our gut and our intuition. And sometimes we have to have faith in ourselves. Rather than that, we're going to be led down a whole lot of road trickery, a lot of trickery. That's just like you trying to ask your lover if they cheated on you. And knowing they are, but they'll give you thousands of different things. They're not going to tell you the truth. You have to believe that you can feel things yourself. Hopefully you're not a person who overthink a lot of things and jump to conclusions and then go off on people without knowing. I've done that a few times in my life, younger years, but we all live and we learn and we all have to grow. We don't want to have the same patterns. We're trying to break a lot of patterns right now. As this world reset itself, a lot of thoughts and minds and mentality have to be reset. Just like the money, it got to be reset. Different fiat, you feel me? Everything's being changed, and so are we. I believe in you and I love you, and just never let people be around you that should not be around you. No fake friends. No new friends if not needed. No fake coworkers, no fake family members, no fake lovers, not even no fake animals.com. Everybody getting in line here, and everybody's going to be on the same boat, and we're all going to be loving and caring and give out what we want given to us, and be honest about that. We don't want to have to turn our back and feel like we can't trust someone. I guess that's a good way to look at things. Can you trust someone if you turn away from them? Can you trust your lover to be in a room with all your best friends? Can you trust that your friend or coworker is going to actually do the task for you and do it right? Can you trust that someone is going to be honest with you when it comes to you wanting their feedback on a project? Sometimes we don't need to tell everyone everything anyway, unless they're a part of it and they want to help out. But rather than that, we don't always need those people's advice. And plus, sometimes they'll take it. They'll even act like they don't like it, and then they'll end up taking the whole idea and they'll come back and tell you about it as if they didn't get it from you. So be very careful. Be very careful. This is not the time to play around. This is pandemic time. We don't know what's going to happen in our life. Any second, the biggest blessing or the biggest fatal thing can happen. We want to be honest with ourselves, and we want to make sure we have the right people around us that are supporting, loving, and caring, and don't have to make us second guess or think, or why isn't this person doing this, or have to make you send them these long messages because they don't get it. They get it. They just don't get it when it's you. They know what they want. Why don't they know how to give it? Why don't people know how to support you? Don't leave this earth having a lot of people around you that will not support you, love you, care for you, loyally, and be loyal, be honest, know how to conversate, won't steal, won't do anything wrong to you. If you are that being, you know what I mean. I had to wrap it up, and I had to clean a lot of things out of my house. A young lady had to tell me it starts in your home first. Even though we know these things, we need to listen sometimes, or we need to hear it at certain times. Because like I say, spoken word in due season, oh, how sweet. So hopefully this is a spoken words in due season that you all can listen to and literally take to heart. Give what you want to be given to you, as far as in the good, higher vibrations in love, peace, and tranquility. If you want love, give it. If you want support, give it. It doesn't mean that it's always going to be given back to you, especially if people are intimidated by you, or if they see that something's going to happen for you. They feel it, they know it. Sometimes those people try to block you. So be very careful, because there's millions of different ways and tactics people use to block you or make you not feel worthy of yourself. And they can be very malicious, so be very careful. The more you are closer to making something huge, the more these things come. A lot of different things. So, try to cross your T's, dot your I's, even be like Eminem sometimes, because some people will try to throw old school stuff at you about what you did when you were 7, talk about yourself. But either way, really know your support system. Know who's really there for you, who's really there to nurture and love you, and not groom you to believing some stuff that's not really there. Because that's more painful than anything in the world. You don't want to be around a lot of fake people that's not really doing anything for you. You'd rather be around people, even if it's just one, that is wholeheartedly there for you, love you, support you, and genuinely do the things. You both can see each other clearly, and you know what's up. You know what I mean? So hopefully when we're going through this change and the reset, that you change and you reset everything in your life as well. And if you're not doing good things, make them good. Do things right. Do for yourself. If you're not doing good to only yourself, change that. It'll make you feel so much better when you get rid of people that won't tell you things, or just make you guess, or it's just weird. It's crazy. Like, let's just say if I meet someone or we have kids that go to the same school or whatever, and we're talking and we both want to become friends on social media, right? I'm one of the people that'll be your friend on social media, and at the same time, if I see something I like, I'll like it, or I'll say, hey, it's me. I don't get that same thing back. And this happens a whole lot. So you don't always have to tell people things anymore. And yeah, I apologize to some people that I've lately said, I'm going to interview you, let's do this, let's do that. But then when I show you things and what I got going on, crickets, then yeah, no, it's a reset on that as well, because we have to be real with ourselves. Be real with yourself, because we all live this superstitious life sometimes, like things that are just so not real. We're just caught up in it for ourselves and for others, so that people can see something else that's not real. So hopefully we can be real to ourselves and have only those real beings around us that really support us and love us. I love you guys. Santorita Santo, over and out. Bye.